Hello YouTube! I'm coming because on one of my videos, I was going to show you what I did in my kitchen for spring. So this is going to be really quick because I really didn't do that much. I don't think I've ever shown my kitchen. I'll be doing a more detailed tour of my kitchen at a later date. This is my kitchen as it sits now. I am thinking about doing some updates to it. I just can't decide. I don't know if I want to go with the trend of the white subway tiles and painting my kitchen cabinets white. Like I said, I built this house 12 years ago. I've said in other videos. And when we built this house, we paid extra to get like the crown molding on the top and to get these cherry wood cabinets. So at the time, I love these cherry wood cabinets so much, I wouldn't even put doorknobs, door pulls on my doors. So I'm really torn between having them professionally painted white or just keeping the cherry wood and just going with like a white marble look. I don't think I'm gonna do white marble because it's just too much upkeep. And even granite's a lot of upkeep. My parents have granite, but I'm thinking about doing like a lighter countertop. Even if I go back with laminate countertop, which is what I have now, maybe in a lighter look, like a marble-esque, let's say that. And I think that'll give me a brighter kitchen. But anyway, while I'm deciding, I am gonna be doing some DIY updates to the kitchen, and so I'll come and show you what I do then. But about 2 years ago, I decided to just help my kitchen feel a little more brighter. When we repainted everything about 4 or 5 years ago, we repainted the whole house into these nice gray tones. Then I decided to use white accessories in my kitchen. So the white's there all year long. I didn't just do that for spring. So although this looks like spring, it's there all year long on my island. I got those from At Home. So for spring, I did put up this little wreath that I got from a Goodwill. And that's on my pantry door. And then I got these from Ross. Y'all, Ross is so random. I just happened to be walking down the candle aisle and these two boxes were there. So I really liked them. That one was $3.99. That one was $5.99. And I just went to Hobby Lobby and put some fake greenery to look like herbs in it. And I'm thinking about if I should write the word herbs on here. Herbs or rosemary or something. Or like stencil it on there. Or just leave it alone because I don't want to mess it up. And yes, guys. You do see a CD player on the wall in my kitchen. I know people have the little music box now that talks. But my house isn't wired. I have the little Bluetooth thing. I'm thinking about getting that. But I've had this up here for a few years, and I love it. I love to break out my old school CDs. I love to play my Frank Sinatra, listen to jazz in the morning, listen to the news in the morning. When I'm down here, blast up my 80s soft rock or 80s greatest hits and just clean and knock it out. I love it. So I really have enjoyed it. It's a really good system. I really have enjoyed it. So I like my CD player and the long black ugly cord. But I'm thinking about getting a wall mount phone. Just for decoration, like an old school one. I seen one at a vintage shop. Isn't that funny that they have the telephones we used to use are at vintage shops now? That is crazy. But anywho, so that's what I did. You all have already seen over here, this area. Oh, I got this fork and spoon from Ross as well. And they were $11.99 each. You see my little coffee area. Somebody asked me where I get my coffee anywhere sign. I got it from Hobby Lobby and they were 40% off that day. So we've already done a tour of my little coffee area. Still loving my Keurig. That looks like spring, but however, it's there all day. It's actually a salad bowl and I have plates to go with it. It is so pretty. I inherited it from my husband's grandmother. So that's really nice. Okay. Over here, this is really where I put most of my decor. I try so hard, like I say all the time, not to over decorate. My husband likes really clean lines. I do too. I don't like it to look colored. So my way I get away with it is by doing vignettes. But this isn't a stage kitchen. This is a working kitchen. So I really use everything that's over here. And then I just add a few decor pieces. So the eggs are here year round. I didn't just do that for spring. I got the eggs a couple years ago, and then you can go to Hobby Lobby and buy the little egg holder separately. It's in the garden department to be, I don't know why it's in the garden department, but it is. And I got that last year. And then I just got this little plastic apothecary jar from Walmart, and it has a lid to it. So, but for right now, I have my Walmart carrots in it that you can buy on the garland. I just cut it off the garland, filled it with the carrots for spring. I have a vintage cake stand that I've had for years on top of my vintage ware. I got this from a vintage thrift shop in my town that I live in. We have some of the best vintage thrift shops, and it was $5. It's missing. I don't know. I think it's supposed to have glass over it, but the glass piece is missing. But that's okay. It's $5. And I just keep my oils here, my Malding salt flakes, and then sea salt, coarse sea salt. And then I got this from World Market. It's so fancy. I love it, but it works really well. And I also fill this up with oil, and then that has oil. All right, and then over here for spring, I don't really call it spring, but this was a part of Dollar General spring farmhouse decor, and you had to hunt at several Dollar Generals. All Dollar Generals don't sell it, and I found it. It looks like a vintage ware, but it's just a little lightweight clock that I set on top of this piece of marble that I got from Home Goods. It has feet on it, so it's a little lifted, and it was $9. And I just use it as a place to rest a spoon or something when I'm cooking, or I also can roll dough out on it. It really has worked well for pie dough. But anyway, I finally found these at Home Goods in white. It's so hard to find them in white. They're always in blue. But I'm looking for the little spoon rest for the stove in white. That's hard to find. Oh, while we're talking about stove, guys, check my stove out. I've had it for about a year. But anywho, does it give you a vintage feel? I love my stove. It's by Maytag. I don't know. It gives me a vintage feel. Now, this stove in white really gives you a vintage feel. And because my dream is to one day have an old-fashioned vintage one of those big stoves with the burner and everything. But they're too big for this space. Those stoves are too big for the space that I have here. But anyway, I've seen this in white. I really, really loved it. But right before my stove went out and I had to replace it, my microwave went out and I had just brought a black one. So when it was time to buy the stove, I had to get a black stove, and the refrigerator went out. I wish that the microwave would have waited to go out. That way I would have got the nice white vintage stove. But I still like it. I don't know if it's the railing or the buttons. Maybe it's just me because I love all things vintage. But that's pretty much the same. So yeah, guys, this is what I did for spring. Not too much. I just added, like I said, those little boxes, and then I just added the little carrots here or there. I may add some flowers, I don't know. But thank you guys so much. I've really been enjoying looking at everyone's spring decor, the farmhouse decor. I know we're all going farmhouse crazy thanks to Joanna Gaines. I don't know if I'm going to go that far as she goes, but I love it. So I'll show you some updates. I'm going to do some kind of a backsplash, a DIY backsplash, because I don't know what I want to do. So I'm going to do some temporary stuff until I decide what I want to do. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great spring. And as always, be good to yourself and others. Be blessed.